There are evenings in Kyoto I still remember, even though they are far behind me now. Not because anything grand happened, but because nothing did. The air was cool. A breeze drifted through the bamboo, soft as silk brushing silk. Older men and women walked slowly along a narrow street, backs slightly curved, hands resting near their middle. No rush, no hurried footsteps, only movements as calm as water finding its way downhill. I once stood in front of a small wooden house, warm light spilling through paper screens. Inside, an old man was getting ready for sleep. No television, no blue glow from a phone. He simply sat for a moment, hands resting on a cushion, and breathed out, quietly, as if placing the whole day in a gentle corner of the room. In that stillness, I understood something about living long. Not a miracle, not a secret passed in whispers, but small habits, repeated without rush, year after year. In the West, we often try to sleep faster, to make rest efficient. In Japan, they enter the night as if entering a quiet ritual. Sleep, for them, is not shutting down. It is returning. It is letting the body settle like a leaf resting on water, no sound, no intention. Their sleeping postures are like that too. Not complicated. No perfect bedroom required. Just a way of placing the back, the head, the shoulders, so the breath can travel lower and the body remembers how to let go without effort. Once, I watched an elderly woman fold a thin blanket. She paused, hands resting on the fabric for a moment, almost like a small thank you to her own body not spoken. Simply there, as natural as breathing. Then she lay down, her shoulders soft, and the room itself seemed to soften with her. Have you ever lain down and simply breathed, not trying to sleep, not counting time, just letting your body know the day has already done enough? When night falls, they do not chase sleep, they create space for it to come, and that softness that is the quiet strength. Now, I would like to move slowly with you through that same doorway, to walk through each traditional posture, one by one, each one a breath, a small way of saying to the body, you can rest now. Let the shoulders soften. Let the night grow gentle around you, and we will begin with the first posture as if greeting a silent sunrise inside your sleep. There is something subtle I learned in Japan. They do not only prepare for sleep, they prepare for the breath that carries them through the night. To them, each slow breath in the dark is like a quiet sunrise light not coming from the sky, but from somewhere inside the chest. The first posture, I think of it as greeting the morning, not because light enters the room, but because you make space for it here, beneath your ribs. You can try it now if you like. It does not take much. Just a thin, soft pillow under the upper back. Not high, only enough to let the shoulders fall open, to let the chest lift slightly, as if a small door were opening toward a dawn breeze. In Japan, this happens naturally. When they lie down, the shoulders do not fold forward the way they often do after a long day. The body settles the way a pine tree stands by the porch upright, steady, soft at the edges. And the breath changes. Not a forced, deep breath. A breath that arrives on its own, light as mist sliding off a bamboo leaf. When the chest opens, the lungs have room to widen. No need for complex reasons. Just space. Space for air to move deeper. Space to release what the body carried all day without noticing: tight shoulders, a stiff chest from thoughts held too long, shallow breathing from hours of doing. I have seen many lie this way back on a firm surface. Pillow thin, chest open, one hand resting on the belly, feeling the breath drop lower, not climb up to the chest. Nothing dramatic, nothing technical, just returning to a way of breathing the body already knows. And when the breath softens, the shoulders fall, the jaw loosens. The chest opens like a slow sunrise behind a mountain ridge. If you try this, do not aim to do it right. Lie down, place the pillow under the upper back, and wait for your body to remember. It will do the rest. Some nights I lie this way too, chest gently open, eyes half closed, listening to each breath move through, like a wooden boat gliding under an old bridge. You may find your breath deepening on its own, not from trying, but because you finally stepped out of its way. After 50, the shoulders sometimes curl, the back bends a little. It is a familiar shape. This posture becomes a quiet reminder, no matter how long the day has been, we can still open to life, even in sleep. Try it one night. Place the pillow, let the shoulders fall, set the day down, and feel the chest greet the dark the way morning light greets a still garden. Next, we turn to the side like water leaning toward the shore to honor the heart and the belly that has worked all day. There is another moment I often recall. In a small house facing a moss garden, someone in Japan was settling into the night, no rush, no sigh, just the warm glow of paper lamps and the faint drip of water somewhere in the yard. When they turned to their side, the movement was slow, as if listening to the body whisper something soft. Not posing, not arranging just the way one has rested a whole life, as natural as leaves leaning with a quiet breeze. The posture was gentle, shoulders released, knees slightly drawn in, holding themselves with ease. A pillow placed between the legs, keeping the hips from twisting. A small cushion held lightly against the chest, the way someone might cradle a winter blanket when cold touches Kyoto for the first time. Outside, wind lifted the season's last leaves. Inside, the body leaned left, and everything within seemed to drift with it unhurried, soft. In that shape, the stomach found room to rest after a long day. The heart sat without pressure, its rhythm quiet like a distant drum in a New Year's night. The lower back, so quick to tire as years gather, followed its natural curve. Not forced, not twisted. No one explained this. No instructions on the mattress. The body simply knew that turning this way was a gentle way to cradle itself. Watching, I understood something: the body always seeks safety. Sometimes life moves too fast, and we forget to hear it. In the West, we often lie flat to be correct, or bury the face in a pillow when tired. But there, when the inside needs quiet, they lean left like water, choosing the softer bank. Not technique, not exercise, a quiet agreement between body and night. If you would like to try, lie a little to your left tonight. Place a pillow between your knees. Hold a small cushion near your chest, not tight, just enough to give your arms a place to rest. Let the breath travel across your body, slow, warm, like lotus tea cooling in a cup. You may feel the belly soften, the chest ease, the lower back held by something kind. Do not wait for discomfort. Do not wait for pain to remind you. The body senses before we notice. In Japan, they turn like this, often a small habit, as if listening to life murmuring beneath winter blankets. Let your body try once. No forcing, no adjusting, just leaning, the way a fallen leaf chooses one quiet place on the ground. And when you feel that soft hold, when belly and heart rest like two warm stones in gentle hands, we move toward another posture, where the spine stretches lightly, like tall trees lining the path to an old temple in morning light. There are mornings in Arashiyama, very early, when mist still rests on bamboo roofs, that I think of often. People do not rush up from sleep. They lengthen their spines, slowly, as if inviting light to move through each vertebra. This next posture is about the quiet length of the back, a simple way of lying on your back, a thin pillow under your head, and another beneath your knees. Not lifting high, not pressing low, just allowing the body to follow its natural shape. I remember someone resting like this in a tatami room, soft morning light falling like gold dust on cotton blankets. They did not move. They did not remind themselves to relax. They simply let the back meet the floor, and each part of the spine slowly returned to its place. After 50, backs tire easily. Shoulders sometimes curve forward, a quiet habit from years of carrying thoughts and days. The body does not blame us for that. It only asks for a moment each night to remember its original form, when an upright back was not effort, but instinct. When you lie this way, You may feel something small the back does not need to straighten. It straightens on its own. Because you gave it support, the pillow under the knees does its work quietly. It lets the lower back soften, frees muscles from holding themselves as they do through long, busy hours. And when the spine is held, breath travels lower, gentle as ceremonial drums echoing faintly from the hill temples near Kiyomizu. Sometimes we believe relaxation means letting everything go. But in Japan, they do something gentler. They offer the body one small point of support so the rest can release. So try this. Lie down. Place a pillow under your knees. Let your hands rest beside you and wait for the body to realize it no longer needs to brace. You may hear something delicate within spine settling, shoulders falling, belly softening, breath dropping like a bead of water slipping between moss. No counting, no trying to appear meditative, just presence. The body will take care of the rest. To the Japanese, this posture is like a pine tree in winter wind upright, steady, not straining. The spine lengthens, not to prove anything, but to rest truly rest. If there is one thing I learned from them, it is this: the body does not need commands, it only needs space. Try this one night, just a few minutes. You may feel the evening soften and your mind settle with it. And then, when the back has been tended to, when breath has reached the warm space of the belly, we move to another posture, one that holds the world gently, as if giving yourself a quiet embrace in the dark. After the spine has found its place again, like a drop of water settling into a stone groove, we enter a gentler posture, the pillow embrace, a small circle of arms meant for oneself. In Japan, I once saw evenings so still, wind moving through a moss garden, maple leaves not falling all at once, but drifting down bit by bit, as if the earth were waiting to receive them. People were the same. After half a life lived, we no longer ask to be held at every moment. We only need one simple point of rest, enough for the heart to know it does not have to carry itself all night. Lie on your side, just a little, holding a long pillow to your chest and placing it between your legs. Do not squeeze it. Do not grip. Just keep it near the way we hold warmth close. I remember seeing this in an old wooden bedroom, a folded quilt. Lamplight soft like autumn moon. The person did not close their eyes right away. They bowed the head slightly, shoulders soft, arms around the pillow as if embracing something familiar from long ago. Sometimes, only a few seconds later, the breath changed. It fell deeper and quiet. At a certain age, we do not sleep only to rest. We sleep to set down what no longer needs to be carried. All day, we walk, speak, face the world, try like a small boat sailing against wind. At night, holding a pillow is lowering the sail, letting the wind finish the work. The body seems simple, but it remembers. With support at the chest and between the legs, the spine stops twisting, the heart stops beating in alertness, the shoulders stop guarding themselves. In those moments, we do not be strong, we just are, light as morning mist, resting on bamboo leaves. Someone once showed me this, not in word, but in the gentle way they rested. Sometimes we only need to feel held, even if what we hold is simply a soft pillow. You might try it. Lie on your side, hold gently. No expectation, no effort to relax. Just fold your arms around the pillow and let the heart remember it still has a place to rest. If at some point your breath softens or a quiet comfort rises inside, do not be surprised. It is not mysterious. It is simply the body finally hearing, it is all right. Today was enough. And as night settles, that feeling spreads slowly, like moonlight climbing across a quiet eve. Tomorrow will come as it always does. But tonight, let yourself have this gentle embrace. No eyes watching, no need to be seen. Only you and a pillow and a small piece enough for the heart to stop guarding the world. After this posture, we will return to the ground a little simple, steady like stepping onto tatami at first light. So the back and the deep muscles remember that softness has its time, and so does strength. There are mornings outside Tokyo Very early, when mist still hangs on old tile roofs and the first light moves through thin wooden slats. I have seen people rise from simple tatami mats, as if the body had spent the night on the earth itself, closer to silence, closer to the breath of the world than any modern mattress could offer. Not stiff, not a challenge, just simple. Pressed straw, a thin cover, and the back resting on a true, steady surface. In the United States, we often look for perfect softness, thick mattresses, thick pillows, everything cushioned. Yet sometimes, the softer things become, the easier it is to forget we have a spine. To forget the back also needs a sense of ground beneath it, a reminder of how to stand strong. On mornings like that in Japan, when someone rises from tatami, their body moves slowly, upright, like pine trunks holding snow in a temple yard. No rushed curve of the back, no pushing up as if hurrying somewhere. They place their feet on the floor, feel the firmness under them, and stand the way water lifts a boat to a gentle shore. Lying on a firm surface is not about enduring. It is like a quiet conversation with the body. This is where we stand each day. We can lean on it. When the back touches the firm ground, the small muscles along the spine wake, not straining, just tuning themselves. The way a musician adjusts a single string. You can try a simple version, a thin mat, a folded blanket, or even a steady bed surface that is not too soft. Lie down. Let the weight of your back meet the flatness. No need to do it right. Give the body a chance to settle. At first, it may feel unfamiliar. The deep muscles stir. A quiet alignment runs through the spine, like bamboo returning to its natural curve. In that moment, the heartbeat softens, and the back whispers something ancient: I was made to stand tall. Even lying down, I remember. In Japan, no one calls this a ritual. It is simply part of life, day after day, like sliding open a wooden door at dawn, or water beginning to boil in a kettle. You do not need a whole night on a firm surface. Sometimes 10, 20 minutes is enough, a silent greeting between body and ground. When you rise after that, or when you turn to your side again, the body carries a quiet steadiness, as if stepping from the mountains into morning air. In the next posture, we will place a hand on the chest and the belly, not to control breath, but to feel the heart pause for a gentle moment, like a temple bell dissolving into night mist in Kyoto. There are nights in the mountains of Arashiyama when wind slips through bamboo and leaves touch one another like an old whisper. I once sat on a wooden porch and watched people prepare for sleep. No ritual, just a few slow breaths, a cup of tea cooling by half, and a still body as if they were listening to their own quiet story inside. Sometimes, I saw a hand on the chest and one on the belly, not to control anything, not to breathe the right way, as books often say, just a touch, as if placing a palm on still water and feeling the river move beneath a thin layer of dusk. In that moment, there was no goal, no effort to relax, no hurry to fall asleep. Only a gentle pause, the way you stop at the doorway and exhale before stepping inside. With a hand on the chest, the heartbeat becomes clear, not loud, not small, simply real and close. With a hand on the belly, breath settles low, soft as tea steam fading into evening air. There are long days when the mind and the body tire together. We carry what we must remember and what we hope to forget. Sometimes the heart beats faster without us noticing. Breath climbs high, short, scattered. Placing a hand on the chest is like saying to the body, not in words, but by simply being there, I am here. And the body understands. The heart slows a little, the shoulders soften, the belly stops holding. In Japan, I saw this often in small rooms with low warm light. No rush, no one trying to sleep early. Just a moment for the body to know the day has finished, and night is settling like steady snow on old temple roofs. If you try, do not turn it into a task. Just lie down. Place your hand where it wishes to rest, the chest or the belly, and let your palm feel the life we usually walk past. A few breaths are enough, no need to stretch time. When warmth fills your hand, Sleep often arrives the way a cloud crosses waterlight, without sound. There are nights I do the same, thinking nothing in particular, just waiting for the heart to find a quiet rhythm again. And always, there is a small moment. Like light through fog, everything settles, and the mind no longer tries to be strong. This posture does not teach asleep, it teaches pause. And sometimes, pause is the doorway to deep rest. When you are ready, we will move to the next posture, a way to lift tired hips from the long day. The way someone might set a stone beneath an old tree so its roots can breathe a little more in the still of night. There are late afternoons on the edge of Tokyo when I have seen people tend their plants. Not trimming in a hurry, not pulling branches straight, just placing a small stone at the base, so the trunk leans only a little, so the roots can breathe, so in time the tree grows steady without force. The next sleeping posture is like that, not fixing the body, just supporting it, so it does not hold itself alone through the night. After a day of walking, sitting, bending, the hips can shift the way an old door shifts on its hinge, just a touch out of place. Not pain, just a quiet pull into the low back, like a hinge waiting for a drop of oil. In Japan, I noticed something gentle. Many people place a small, firm pillow beneath the hip when lying on their side. Not to lift, just to keep the pelvis steady, like placing a stone to keep a young tree from leaning more in the wind. You lie on your side, a pillow between the knees, a small one under the hip soft, as if borrowing a hand to hold the hip joint after a long day's wait. Then the lower back stops tugging, the glutes stop guarding, the legs stop turning inward or outward. Everything simply lets go. One evening, I stood by a paper shoji door, half open, the breeze carrying the smell of wet earth. Inside, someone lay that way quiet as bamboo dust falling outside the porch. No shifting, no searching for comfort, just resting in a small, safe corner where the hip was held and the back could be still. We often think sleep belongs to the mind, to breath, to the heart, but sometimes it begins in one small joint, a place that worked all day without our noticing. When the hip is lifted just enough, the spine releases from neck to low back, like a stream finding its way through stones. You do not need to feel an effect. Just let the body know that tonight, it does not balance itself alone. If you wish to try, choose a pillow that is firm, not soft. Place it beneath the hip, no push, no weight. Let the body feel supported, but not held tight. Then rest a moment. Listen to the back breathe, to the legs forget their effort. You may notice your breath slow without meaning to the way you stand watching waves and suddenly realize your hands have already relaxed. Sometimes, sleep needs only this, a small pillow and a quiet place for the bones to end their day. When the hip feels supported, sleep arrives not because you chase it, but because the body feels safe enough to fall. In the next posture, we will let the lower back release even deeper the way water runs, hidden beneath soft moss in an old quiet garden. There are small paths in Nara where moss covers old stones, and deer walk so slowly you feel they understand time better than we do. I once passed low wooden houses there, doors slightly open, warm light soft as candle glow blending into the dark. Inside, people moved in tiny ways to prepare for sleep, quiet, as if no one needed to see. One evening, I saw someone lying gently on their stomach, head turned to one side, a thin pillow under the belly. Nothing remarkable at first glance, but if you paused, you could sense something soften inside the low back releasing, breath falling deeper on its own. After 50, the lower back can tire like a boat tied all day at the dock, a rope pulling. Not sharply, just always there. Not sharp pain, just a dull tension, hiding beneath ordinary movements. To lie on the stomach, with a pillow beneath the belly, just high enough so the spine does not dip, and the chest is free, is to give the back a flat road again, to let the muscles stop holding the way they have learned to hold for a lifetime. In Japan, I saw this often after a day in the garden, or simply when the air turned cool and the body wanted to be close to the ground. No effort, no perfect angles, just the belly resting on a pillow and breath spreading into the waist, soft as embers glowing inside an old hearth. When the belly is lifted a little, the lower back no longer pulls. The muscles soften, the hips sink slowly, like snow settling on a gray tile roof, silent and warm in its weight. If you try, place a very thin pillow so the chest can breathe freely. Turn the head to one side, let the shoulders fall, let the hands rest wherever they wish. You do not need long. A few minutes are enough for the body to remember, yes, I can rest like this. You may feel the chest lighten, the belly soften, and breath touch places you forgot during the day. No dramatic change, only the body returning to where it wants to be on a quiet night. Sometimes we do not need meditation or counting breaths, only the touch of a pillow under the belly and the simple knowing that the back has stopped fighting gravity. Sleep, at times, begins by giving the back a small place to rest like a traveler at dusk, finding a wooden chair by a low, warm fire. When you rise after a few minutes, you may feel the back longer, as if you slipped out of a heavy coat wet from rain. And now, we move toward the final posture, a posture that sits between holding and letting go, between lying on the side and lying on the back, like water changing course when it meets a stone in the stream. There are mornings in Onamichi where stone steps connect the sea and old rooftops. When I noticed people begin the day by not rising too quickly, they turn slowly, resting on one side, then open the shoulder a little as if drawing a thin curve in the air. The body leans, but not fully, on the back, but not quite, a place in between, suspended like a breath caught in the pines. The final posture of this night is like that, half on the side, half on the back, like water changing course when it meets the edge of a stone. No holding tight, no letting go completely, just lying where balance happens by itself. A pillow under the head, another between the knees, so the hips do not twist and the shoulder does not fall forward. And then, let the body find its own middle, not forcing straight, not forcing sideways, just letting weight settle as leaves rest on water, not sinking, not stiff on the surface. I once saw someone lying this way through a half-open wooden door of a house facing the Seto Sea. They did not know anyone watched. No pose for beauty, only a private moment between a body and the night. Shoulders slightly open, chest easy, thigh supported, spine curved soft as a small wave, lifting and falling with each breath. The night was quiet, only the water touching the shore. And in that quiet, the posture seemed to whisper, balance is not always standing tall. Sometimes it is resting between two directions. In this shape, the back is not pulled. The chest has room for the breath to pass. The neck rests without strain, and the heart sinks into a deeper calm. For some, the eyelids grow heavy, arms fall to the sides, hands open without trying. For others, it feels like a small boat tied gently in a still harbor, a slight sway, but safe. No technique, no constant adjusting, just finding a soft angle where the body says, yes, this is enough. If you try tonight, do not chase a feeling. Do not hope for quick sleep. Simply lie there. Let weight spread like water, finding a path down stone. And sometimes, right in that space between leaning and lying flat, sleep arrives like dew on glass, quiet, unnoticed. Now we have walked through 9 shapes, 9 ways the body can rest, like 9 small streams feeding one still pond. But the Japanese night is not only posture, it is a way of seeing, of evening, of body, of rhythm. A small philosophy, light as a leaf touching water before drifting down. In the next part, we will meet that silence like hearing the last echo of a temple bell in the Kyoto night. Some think sleep is only turning off the light and disappearing into the dark. But in Japan, especially in the quiet places, where roof tiles wear moss and insects still speak clearly, the night is not an ending. Night is a return, not a return to youth nor to memory, but a return to the body in the simplest way. There, sleep is not a struggle, not must sleep enough, not fall asleep fast. Night moves like warm tea drifting through porcelain, slow, seeping in, silent. I have seen the small things they do before sleep. Closing a door gently, never rushed. Folding the blanket as if folding a letter back to the day. Resting a hand on the belly for a moment, as though reminding themselves to breathe. No secret method, only presence. These little things do not stop age, but they soften it. Like an autumn leaf still falling, but falling with the calm of something already understood. In our loud world, we look outward for solutions, sleep trackers, perfect routines, clever lights. None of that is wrong. Yet sometimes the body waits only for one deep breath, one slow movement, one moment when we stop trying to manage ourselves and simply listen. Sleep, at any age, does not come from holding tight. It comes when we loosen. A lake reflects the moon only when the water is still. Night is a gentle invitation. Lay burdens from your shoulders and let the body remember how to restore itself. And if you choose one quiet ritual before bed, just one, let it be the smallest thing. Turn the light off slowly. Lift the blanket without a sound. Rest a hand on the chest or the belly and wait for the breath to fall. Do not do much. Do not do it perfectly. Just be there. When life is lived like this, sleep is not a task. It is simply part of being as night follows day, as waves find shore without ever asking why. In that moment, the body ages beautifully slow, peaceful, and full. In the end, sleep does not come because we chase it. It comes when the body feels allowed to rest. Like the garden behind a house, you do not force flowers to open. You clear the leaves, offer a little water, and become still. The rest happens on its own. Perhaps what matters is not how many hours we sleep, but how we step into the night. Hurried or slow, tight or soft. If you want to try, begin with the smallest thing. Turn off the light one breath slower. Let the body understand the day has closed. Place a hand on the chest or the belly, not to control the breath, only to remember it has been working quietly all along. Like water moving under an old wooden bridge, always flowing, never needing a push. Do not try to relax. Relaxation happens when effort falls away. The room does not need ceremony. No oils, no music, no required steps. Sometimes all that's needed is less noise outside and fewer conversations inside. Night gathers the world closer. In that stillness, we return to breath, to spine, to a heart that has worked all day. Do not demand much of yourself. One posture is enough for tonight. Tomorrow, if the body wants more, it will say so. The body remembers when we give it time to remember. And when you lie down, when the blanket touches the shoulder, when the breath drops deeper, let the night settle on you the way mist settles over old roof tiles. Not perfect, just enough. Thank you for being here and letting tonight move a little slower. If this moment brings you quiet, keep it. And if you wish, offer it to someone who needs a softer night. If tomorrow, or any night, you choose this slow path again, I will be here. I wish you a peaceful sleep, like a leaf touching water and dissolving into stillness.